Okay, so let's read this set, guys. Palana and Co. is a manufacturer of high performance, low emission diesel engines and power generation sets. The organization operates in business to business markets and has been growing in terms of its global presence. The organization has to keep up with the ever rising customer expectations and also keep pace with the global competitors. It emphasizes upon having a diverse and achievement oriented workforce and views this as essential to the process of continuously improving performance. The organization, however, like other engineering businesses, is infamous for being class oriented, okay, and male dominated, right? So ध्यान रखना इसको, okay. To recruit the best possible best people and develop the company competitively, it is necessary for Palana and Co to move beyond its current approach, right, which is focused on local communities, but particularly with regard to senior management. Okay, so now let's read the question here. The first question of this set says that as the head of HR, what strategy would you embark to facilitate this goal? Okay, so now in this question you need to think as a head of the HR actually, right? So you're the head of the HR here. Think about that part, right? So there's option A, option B, option C, option D, and option E, right? So guys, if you understand this set actually, so this Palana and company, it aims to keep pace with its global competitors here, okay, and have a diverse and achievement oriented workforce, and they want to break the class and gender stereotypes actually, okay. So as the head of HR, we need to keep all of these factors in mind, okay, before marking any option here, right? So if you see option A, so only appoint as senior manager, that means only appoint women as senior managers. That means we are actually biased here, right? So we are biased actually towards, and it is biased against male managers, right? So biased against male managers, so that's not a good point. So I can just cross A here. Move to B, guys. To B here says, option B here says that facilitate an inclusive employment hiring process across all levels, right? So this looks good actually, because inclusive employment means taking everything into consideration across all levels. So it should be men, women, all talented, everything, right? So inclusive employment means covering everything here. So B looks good for now. Let's take B right now. Move to C. Look at C option, guys. So C, ensure that organization provides for a harassment-free working environment. So again, harassment is basically has been put in this set here. Okay. So basically, what challenges are there and what should they do? So that is not the point in this set actually. So again, C option doesn't look a good option here. Okay. D, create a database of the best talented candidates from the industry. So yes, they want to create a database for the best talented industry, right? But actually, making a database and after that hiring and interviewing, there's a lot of process after that, right? So just merely creating a database here won't make that impact actually, right? So again, option D also is ruled out. Okay. And option E here, encourage hiring of employees who have either ethnic background as compared to local community. Okay. So again, this option 5 is again, it is biased and is biased against local community here, right? Again, it's a biased option, right? So here, B option looks the best option here. Fine. Let's go to the next question of this set. Same set, guys. Next question. Now here, the question says that statement 1 here is there has been a trend towards female employment. Okay, so there's been a trend towards female employment in the organization across all levels, with increasing pressure for more women and others from diverse backgrounds to be appointed as senior managers and key decision takers. Okay, fine. Chalo. Statement 2 is here. Hence, the organization has adopted strategies such as hiring highly skilled and competent managers with multilingual skills that attract, develop, utilize, and retain the best people. Fine. Okay. Now, which of the following courses of action seems the most justifiable here? Okay. So basically, this organization, they have to follow that process of inclusive, right? So they have to do inclusive employment, or have to be inclusive in every aspect actually, right? So it needs to hire people from different backgrounds, diverse background, okay, and have also need to hire people from diverse background, but also not be biased against any community or maybe male or female, right? So वो भी नहीं होना चाहिए. They should not be biased also, and they have to follow that all inclusive, मतलब सबको साथ लेके चलना है, that kind of process here, right? So statement 1 अगर देखोगे आप, so it closely addresses the issue जो भी पैसेज में था, राइट? तो पैसेज रिटन दैट कि the issue was basically to hire more of female employees there. Okay, and with increasing pressure for more women, they're hiring more female employees and from diverse background also, right? So they're hiring people from diverse background and female employments also across all levels, right? That's the main thing that was put in the passage actually, right? Statement 2 talks about, if you look at statement 2 guys, so again, manager with multilingual skills, right, is just a part of that diverse part, but basically not completely inclined towards the what issue was raised in the passage actually, right? So organization has adopted strategies such as hiring highly skilled and competent managers with multilingual skills, okay, that develop, attract, develop, utilize, and retain the best people, right? So not multilingual skills. It was towards the women. They need more women in the department, okay, and also they need more people from diverse background, okay. So both the issue that was mentioned in the passage, okay, is completely and direct to the point in statement 1. So 1 alone should be the answer. So if option A was there, so I should have marked option A as the answer, right? So again, that's a good question here, right? Because again, many people will mark 1 and 2 together here. I know this is a kind of very common option actually, but if you have option kind of 1 alone here, it's like data sufficiency. If one say he answer aa ja raha hai, if you can get answer from only one statement, why to mark second statement? So 1 alone is the complete answer here, right? So 1 alone is completely addressing the issue in the passage. So 1 should be the answer. Okay. Now good question guys. Okay. Now let's move to next question guys. Now your company has entered into a 5-year contract with a major supplier. Okay. Now at this point, the contract has 2 years remaining on its term, but the supplier has, it's a different set, right? So it's not a continuation, different set actually. It's not a continuation guys. So your company has entered into 5-year contract, okay, with a major supplier. The contract has 2 years remaining on its term, but the supplier has now asked you to renegotiate the price of the contract because his labor and fuel cost have risen more than expected. If you agree to a price rise, it will have a substantial negative impact on your profitability. What would you do? Okay, now a very good question. Just pause it and try for 2-3 minutes guys. Okay, A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so correct answer for this question is actually B. Okay, now the reason here being actually, if you look at, right, so basically this is a 5-year contract. So when your company is undergoing a 5-year contract, or when you're setting up some plant, right, it's a long-term contract, right? So whenever any party is signing to set up any plant, so when any party is trying to set up any plant or set up any factory, okay, or set up any company, right? So all these are long-term contract, right? So long-term contract, all these are, and contract is basically legally bounded, right? It is legally also bounded. Okay, so the supplier or whoever is supplier actually will take all things into consideration that in next 5 years or in next 3, because all these are long-term contracts, right? So in long-term contracts, the prices are bound to fluctuate. Sometimes the petrol price will go up, sometimes go down, sometimes any material price will go up or down, right? This is, so all these things are taken into account while putting into a quote. So when you are, this is not ethical also, and when you are legally bounded also, so in the middle of the project you can't raise the price actually, right? Okay, so that actually it is wrong. Suppose you are trying to set up a factory, okay, so supplier tells that, okay, let's enter into a 2 crore agreement. So in 2 crore rupees I should set up your factory. You said okay, you told okay, 2 crore is fine for me, but 2.5, one more supplier you rejected because he told that he will take 2.5 CR. That was out of the budget for you. Okay, so you chose this 2 crore wala supplier. Now after 2 years, this supplier is saying that it was a 5-year contract. After 2 years, it is saying that I'll increase the price by 50 lakhs. Okay, because prices has gone up, or 25 lakhs, right? So it is crossing my budget, right? So I would not have chosen him only. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So in any long-term planned or projects, right, all these points are taken into consideration, and these all are legally bounded actually. So basically you should refuse, or I will refuse to negotiate the price and hold the supplier liable to breach of contract if supplies are affected. Okay, if you look at the other options, C says I will increase the price on the condition that there will be no further. So again, Increase the price, wrong. Okay, I'll refuse to negotiate the price, sue the supplier, for breach of contract. Basically, so again, directly punishing the supplier right now. So first, it is liable to breach of contract. So first, it's a kind of warning. Okay, then punishment, right? So B is a better option than C. Okay, because B you are kind of punishing here. So in C we are kind of directly punishing there, and in B we are trying to negotiate or put some legal issue is there, right? So that again supplier can think about it, right? Okay, so it's a kind of extreme option. D is extreme option. Okay, so it is again E is not possible because in the middle of the project you don't know what the condition is there. In such a long term project, any one party has to should completely do it, right? Okay, and again, so again negotiate is again wrong. So all these are wrong. So B is the best answer here. Thank you for watching, guys. Okay, bye bye.